Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Oh, a little behind today, but it's all right. Got a chill news day. Um, woke up late, being honest, but still got a chill news day. Got some interesting stories, some follow-ups from this week. And also I think GDP came out this morning. And we'll take a look at that. Yeah, GDP actually did come out. Excuse me. All right, this came out March 27th, 8:30 a.m. fresh off the press, Eastern. It was a while ago, 3 hours, 4 hours ago. Gross domestic product, fourth quarter and year, third quarter estimate, GDP by industry. Okay. So it increased on an annual rate of 2.4% fourth quarter. So this is like so it's like delayed. So this is the fourth quarter last year. The third quarter real GDP increased 3.1%. So it's actually a slight fall, which to me that sounds like it's not good, because I mean, I don't know how it's calculated, but I assume the fourth quarter is probably like high spending, and so like GDP maybe should go up, right? Or I don't know how that's calculated actually. Increase in real GDP in the fourth quarter is primarily reflected increases in consumer spending. Okay. Excuse me. In consumer spending and government spending that were partly offset by a decrease in investments. Imports, which are a subtraction of the calculation of GDP, decreased. Real GDP was revised 0.1% from the second estimate. Looking downward. Sorry. Revision imports for more information. Okay. Dang, I mean, consumer spending was like carried it. Real estate, rental, and leasing. Dang. Professional, scientific, technical, healthcare, social assistance, state and local government, finance, construction, retail, trade. A combination of food services. That's interesting. Hmm. I didn't read that. when that was like, bro, the internet has scarred me. Now whenever there's a pop-up, I assume like it's a cookie pop-up and I just click like decline as soon as possible, even though it might be good. They've like trained internet browsers, internet surfers. They hate that. They hate pop-ups. Real gross output increased 1.7% in fourth quarter. Increase of private goods. Okay. I actually don't know why it's like real GDP versus normal GDP. All right. There's actually some other thing that was gonna come out today, but I can't remember. Came out yesterday. U.S. net international investment position, the difference between U.S. residents' foreign financial assets and liabilities, was negative 26 trillion. Jeez. Okay, let's just jump into the news now. I've been working on getting better like sources. It's all right. Too many tabs open. I've been working on getting better sources. I want to get like more interesting stories. So I found a cool, interesting from Data Breach Today. But they talk about auto lending fraud. I think it's interesting. I don't know. It's not something you usually see. And we'll talk about that after the New York Times copyright case. And then we're also Corey's IPO's tomorrow, and we've been kind of following that story, and there's been some new news about it. And we'll cover that. And then Game Informer's back. I don't know how I missed this. This is like a week ago. I saw like something about it, but like I didn't like know it was like back. So yeah, it's cool. Okay, let's cover this AP. Then we'll actually look at TechCrunch because they have some more context and some more opinion. And I like Maxwell Zeff's reporting a lot. Emerging technology reporter at TechCrunch. Okay, judge allows newspaper copyright. Newspaper New York Times. Lawsuit against OpenAI to proceed. Now I've shared opinions on copyright with OpenAI. I don't think OpenAI should just get a pass. Just large AI companies in general. I don't think you should get a pass on copyright, but I also don't think we should make it like extremely hard. You know, like I think there's a compromise from both sides of the party, from both sides of the spectrum. The copywriter, the suer, and the suee. I don't know. About you know what, how to handle these. Right now, the kind of open markets figuring it out themselves. New York Times is suing OpenAI. Dow Jones, like News Corp, which is like Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Market Watch, sued OpenAI. There's been a few copyright lawsuits, but notably, OpenAI recently courted the Trump administration by going to the White House, meeting with them, and they asked for exemptions for state-level copyright laws, or just from state laws in general, an exemption from copyright. And a lot of people seem to think that this is fair use. I think it probably is, but it's hard. It's just hard to argue. And I kind of made the argument, like, it sucks because most of the time, like, OpenAI is punching down. Like, they're taking like smaller creators, you know, create like internet creations, blogs, videos, whatever, and they're kind of like using that to like, you know, make money. I think that's kind of the problem. Like, that's kind of where I have a problem. And I use AI, you know, very frequently. So I'm a supporter, but you know, I think there needs to be compromises on both sides to make this like a more equitable relationship. And that's like most of what I actually advocate for on stream is like, I just want like the consumer to like business relationship, especially maybe like consumer to like big businesses. I want it just to be more equitable. You know, that's really what it's about. And I think though that Trump, now that Trump is really closing a lot of agencies and, you know, government organizations that stick up for consumers, it's now time to, you know, someone needs to pick up the slack. I'm not saying I'm that person, but I just think that I could contribute to, you know, helping people be more informed. Not letting like their, you know, shitty, you know, not letting like tech bully people and like making them make shitty decisions or having shitty relationships. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Federal judge has ruled that New York Times and other newspapers can proceed with the copyright lawsuit against OpenAI and Microsoft, seeking to end the practice of using their stories to train artificial intelligence chatbots. Now, like, overall, I think OpenAI has already kind of won because they've already done this. Like, they're asking for forgiveness and not permission. Like, it's kind of too late. I don't know what the like OpenAI's defense is, or if they're saying that it's fair use, or they didn't even use New York Times headlines, but it's kind of too late for New York Times. And I guess that's kind of like my argument for like the compromise, because like unfortunately the ship has already sailed. It's just about compromise now. Like, that's all you could do. U.S. District Judge Sidney Stein of New York on Wednesday dismissed some of the claims made by media organizations, but allowed the bulk of the case to continue, possibly to a jury trial. We appreciate Judge Stein's careful consideration of these issues, New York Times attorney Ian Crosby said in a statement. As the order indicates, all of our copyright claims will continue against Microsoft and OpenAI for their widespread theft of millions of the New York Times works. We look forward to continuing to pursue them. Now, New York Times is like pretty notorious for suing, but they're just, I feel like they're also just like using their right, you know. It's like, this is the system, this is the what like our economy was built on, like IP law and copyright and shit. And like, you know, I feel like now we might be moving to, we might need to rethink that, you know, like if AI could just like have a pass, they get a pass, then like what's even the point? Like why not just give everyone a pass then, or rethink the laws for everyone? That's my argument, actually. I just think that if we give it AI pass, then we should just rethink DRM, copyright, DMCA for everyone. Fair use. Judge ruling also pleased Frank Pine, executive editor of Median News Group and Tribune Publishing, owners of some of the newspapers that are part of consolidated lawsuit in Manhattan court. The claims that the court has dismissed do not undermine the main thrust of our case, which is that these companies have stolen our work and violated our copyright in a way that fundamentally damages our business, Pine said in a statement. Stein didn't explain the reasons for his ruling, saying that it would come expeditiously. I fucking hate lawyers speak. And like, you know. OpenAI said in a statement, it welcomed the court's dismissal of many of these claims and look forward to making it clear that we build our AI models using publicly available data in a manner grounded in fair use and supportive innovation. Yeah, I think they're this arguing like the Times, it's like on the internet, so it's like it's free, it's fair use, or it's open in public. Microsoft is just like, bro, talk to OpenAI. Like, what the fuck do you want from us? Times has said OpenAI and its business partner Microsoft have threatened its livelihood by effectively stealing billions of dollars worth of work by its journalists. In some cases, spitting out Times material verbatim to people who seek answers from generative artificial intelligence, like OpenAI's ChatGPT. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that OpenAI did scrape New York Times articles and headlines. I just think that they're going to argue fair use. And I think that they're okay with this because I think they want to go to court to argue fair use so they get like a definitive answer. And I'm sure like Anthropic and everyone's like hoping that it rules in their favor so OpenAI could just front the legal fees and like all the other AI companies can just like benefit from OpenAI's lawsuit, which OpenAI is probably like the richest AI company in general. Besides like big tech, and so they're probably the ones who could actually probably afford it the most. Let's be real. Yeah, the associate president of OpenAI have a licensing technology agreement. Yeah. See, but this is the way to go. Reddit did it. AP did it. I mean, they've done it a lot, but I think they had to like core OpenAI. Like they had to go and like say like, hey, are you using your data? Because we could license it. And then they're like, okay, yeah, fine, you're right. And not necessarily like them go to them and be like, hey, can we train on your stuff? Or I don't know. All right, let's read TechCrunch, because TechCrunch usually just gets a little more nuance and context, and I love Maxwell's stuff. Okay, OpenAI's viral Studio Ghibli moment. Studio Ghibli moment highlights AI copyright concerns. Yeah, and yesterday we covered 4.0 image generation, and it uses a different, it doesn't use diffusion. They actually didn't talk about the technicals in the blog post, but it's moving away from diffusion and moving to like a different system. which I imagine they'll probably talk. TechCrunch will talk about because their audience is more technical than AP News. But with 4.0, it's so good at image generation now that like you could just have it imitate any style like very easily, and you could. So a lot of people have been uploading images to ChatGPT, and asking it to make it like the Studio Ghibli style, and it's just so good. So you could upload images and have it like redo it in this style. But it's just, yeah, it's really good. And so this is like Dr. Seuss, and this is Mark Anderson. Like this right here, like this is so good. Let's look at some of these links. Oh, I guess this is Elon Musk. Is that like Melania? It could use some work though. It's not perfect. Who drinks fucking... Only Elon Musk would drink wine with a straw. I know this is a fictional picture, but... Oh, people like asking to like do ones. Like, do me. Oh yeah, look here. Iconic movie scenes in Studio Ghibli style. We got Star Wars. Godfather. Oh no, this is I don't know, Al Pacino or some shit. This is Godfather. Lord of the Rings. This is good. Harry Potter. Pulp Fiction. Yeah, these are good. These are good. Oh my gosh. Bro, this looks like a good anime, if I'm being honest though. It makes him look too friendly and like welcoming. What the fuck is he standing in front of the car? Like, come on. Zelensky. I think it's like Studio Ghibli, it's like their style just makes it's too hard to make it look mean. Like this it does here, but is this him on trial or something? Bro, courtroom images can now get like such a large makeover. It's only been a day since ChatGPT's new AI image generator went live, and social media feeds are already flooding with AI generated memes in the style of Studio Ghibli. The cult favorite Japanese animation studio behind blockbusters is like My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away. Last 24 hours, we've seen AI generated images representing Studio Ghibli versions of Elon Musk, Lord of the Rings, President Donald Trump. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman even seems to have made his new profile picture a Studio Ghibli style image. And actually, I did see something. Bro, Sam Altman with the mustache, bro. Bro, he needs this image. I cannot. Bro, he needs this gone in this image. That's so funny. Fuck this style. Yo. All the big tech CEOs. Bro, I'm literally about to resubscribe just for this. Like, this is just so good. Draw Studio Ghibli version of a gay man. It's like, isn't it Sam Altman? The twink. This is so cursed. Alright, free scrolling on Twitter on stream just is dangerous. You're just gonna... I feel like I'm scarred from like Twitter like way back when it was just like more the Wild West. It's like you're just gonna like... And like streamers would always just like scroll on Twitter and just like a dick pic would pop up and you just fuck, you're banned. Like just like that. Just like... Fortunately, my corners in the internet don't really have random dick pics, but still. Yeah, it's presumably made with GPT-4o's native image generator. Users seem to be uploading existing images and pictures into ChatGPT and asking the chatbots to recreate in new styles. OpenAI's latest update comes with the heels on the heels of Google release of a similar AI image feature in its Gemini Flash model, which also sparked a viral moment earlier in March when people used it to remove watermarks from images. Yeah, that's crazy. And I actually yesterday when we were talking about this, because now that it's very good, like now it's kind of like a little dangerous, you know, like it's like too good where it's like someone could just imitate you or whatever like very easily. But there's they kind of added these like tracking, kind of like printer tracking dots, I guess. There's like metadata in it. I think it's a fine compromise as like someone who prefers like not to be tracked or like anything like that. Like I do think there's like a, you know, technology is dual use. It can be used for good and for bad. It's unfortunate, but we just need some, you know, something to stop the bad people a little bit. So I think the tracking or like metadata they put in the images of shows made by AI is okay. OpenAI and Google's latest tools make it easier than ever to recreate the styles of copyright works simply by typing a text prompt. Together, these new AI image features seem to reignite concerns at the core of several lawsuits against the generative AI model developers. These companies are training on copyrighted works. Are they violating copyright law? I don't know. Probably. Or fair use. I guess we'll see. According to Evan Brown, an intellectual property lawyer from the law firm Neal and McDevitt, products like GPT-4o's native image generation operate in a legal gray area today. Styles not explicitly protected by copyright. According to Brown, meaning OpenAI does not appear to be breaking the law simply by generating images that look like Studio Ghibli movies. Yeah, but I guess it's like how how does it know what that style is? However, Brown said it's plausible that OpenAI achieved this likeness by training its models on millions of frames from Ghibli's movies. Exactly. Even if that was the case, several courts are still deciding whether training AI models on copyright work falls under fair use protections. Yep, like New York Times. I think this raises the same question that we've been asking ourselves for a couple years now, said Brown in an interview. What are the copyright infringement implications of going out, crawling the web, and copying into these databases? Yeah, and I think, I mean, like, I already gave my preamble, but this is, you know, I covered this Technonomicon too, where it's like, they just aren't following existing rules, though, is kind of the problem. And so it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's like, I guess you're kind of like breaking unspoken rules or like agreed upon standards by, you know, I guess like that's kind of the shitty part. And so like even if you don't want them to, you can't. Like that's the hard part. That's the bad part. New York Times and several publishers are in active lawsuits against OpenAI, claiming the company trained its AI models on copyrighted works without proper attribution or payment. There have been similar claims brought in lawsuits against other leading AI companies, including Meta and AI image generation startup Midjourney. Make an AI company, train on a bunch of copyrighted material, then have it generate content and say it's fair use. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what they're doing already. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, arguably that's kind of what they've done. Definitely like Midjourney's only image generation, although actually they probably train text too. Yeah. In a statement to TechCrunch, an OpenAI spokesperson said that while ChatGPT refuses to replicate the style of individual living artists, which we did read that yesterday, but clearly it's, I don't know, maybe not. OpenAI does permit it to replicate broader studio styles. Like, that's so arbitrary. Of course, it's worth noting there are living artists who are credited with pioneering their studio's unique styles, such as Studio Ghibli co-founder Hayao Miyazaki. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like arbitrary, I guess. Evidently, users have also been able to use GPT-4o's native image generation a feature to recreate styles from other studios and artists. Someone else made a Mark Andreessen, I always say his last name wrong, portrait of the style Dr. Seuss, and a married recreated their wedding photos in the style Pixar. This looks really good though. Like, it's very clean. Yeah. This is funny though. Wild things. These are just satisfying to look at. I think they're just like done like so well. We tested several popular AI image generators, including ones available in Google Gemini's, XAI's Grok, and Playground.ai. Never heard of this one. Same. That's what I want to try and do. I'm probably gonna resubscribe, so I could make one for you if you want. If you don't want to subscribe. I don't know, I think though, like I was reading, like it's good for like stock images now. I feel like stock images, like why subscribe to, like, why pay like Getty Images? I mean, the only reason you want stock images is to have like celebrities or like real life images, but like I don't know, for like props and like videos and shit, like bro, you could just generate $20 a month to ChatGPT and just generate all of your stock pictures. I don't know. To see their ability to match Studio Ghibli style, we found OpenAI's new image generator created the most accurate replica of the animation studio style. For now, OpenAI and Google's new image feature present a leap forward in what AI models can generate, which seemed to be driving a surge in usage. OpenAI delayed the rollout of its new image tool to free tier 2. Yeah, I that's what I kept trying it, and I was like, bro, it's not here, even though they said it was on free tier. Yeah, citing high demand. That may be the most important thing for these companies today. But we'll have to wait for the courts to weigh in on their legality. Yeah. Boy, Maxwell Zeff. Oh wait, is he not merging technology anymore? Oh no, okay, he is. Interesting. Yeah, this will be kind of a landmark case, so to speak. And also, I did not expect this signal leak to like become as like big deal of it as it is. I literally thought like the Atlantic reporter was just gonna fucking like send that off, and it was just gonna be like a cool, like funny like story, but like I did not expect this, which is good, I guess. Like, hold them accountable. All right, we got this. Bro, CoreWeave. We've been kind of following this. They're IPOing theoretically tomorrow, but they've actually lowered their initial price. They're like offering. Yeah, Hillary's emails. I mean, yeah, and so I mean that's why it's good, because it's like, bro, literally, bro, you hypocrite, you know, like I mean that's just politics, but like literally, yeah. It's like, bro, they wanted to send her to jail for her using her unsecure emails, or like her fucking like whatever the fuck happened, her emails or whatever. And like, guys, come on. Like, look what you're doing now. I know it's over Signal, but still, like, yeah, whatever. Like, the double standard literally doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah, CoreWeave, though, scaling back their IPO. I don't. The future for CoreWeave looks kind of grim right now. Like, they have a shit ton of debt. They're paying they have a bunch of interest payments that are gonna come due end of this year or next year at 11%. 62% of their business is Microsoft. CoreWeave is planning to downsize its IPO and cut the share price, people familiar with the matter said. A bad sign for a listing seen as a test of whether AI startups are ready for the public markets. Yeah, I need to compile a list of like tech IPOs that are upcoming. I think we have Klarna and then CoreWeave, but I want to follow that because IPOs are like such a big deal now because IPO, like, no people are waiting later to IPO. And so I feel like now that like we finally get like, you know, tech companies IPOing, it's like everyone wants to get in on it, but it might overvalue it. The cloud computing company will likely seek a valuation closer to the $23 billion valuation it had in the private market a year ago than the roughly $30 billion it had originally targeted, the people said. May also seek to raise less money than its $3 billion goal. Yeah, Klarna. Yeah. Buy now, pay later. Yeah, and I think they're like EU. Yeah, this was 3 days ago. I don't know when they're IPOing though. First half of April. Shares are expected to be allocated to investors Thursday night, and the stock would start trading tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah. Sentiment could rally during today's market session, changing the company's calculus. Yeah, we're gonna look at this when we start stream tomorrow. Questions have swirled about the CoreWeave's reliance on Microsoft, which buys the vast majority of its AI capacity. Yeah, it was like 62% of the business, like 60%. I keep throwing that number out there. It's like the one thing I know, so it's like I just have to like keep saying it a lot. A tough market backdrop is likely a factor too. Tech stocks have lagged other sectors. A reversal and sign that investors aren't buying rosy growth stories. Yeah, we want cold hard cash flow. Hedge funds and usual buyers of IPOs have been absolutely pummeled this year and could take any whiff of concern as a reason to sit this deal out. And yesterday, when we kind of read about this, it was kind of mixed. Like some were like, oh, or like their default with Blackstone or whatever. Some were like, oh, it's just a dumb administrative mistake, and others are like, I don't trust them. CoreWeave's public market debut isn't just a closely watched bellwether for AI, but the IPO market overall, which has been in a deep freezer. Yeah, and we got some more data here actually. Actually, I did have one. Oh, hang on. Wait here. This is kind of related. We'll actually look at both of these. Because we did cover the story previously too, and they're arguing that this isn't the AI bubble bursting, and I think it's unfortunate that CoreWeave is like holding this title, but like I don't think they're a good indicator because the business just seems to be ran kind of different. Like they just have a lot of debt. They are more like an infrastructure company. I don't know if this is a good like indicator for the bubble. Or like even AI demand, I guess. I don't know. They just have I just feel like CoreWeave has other problems, like their debt and shit. CoreWeave has shown a definite knack for being in the right place at the right time, and its initial public offering could test the limits of that ability. Provider of the specialized cloud computing service for artificial intelligence is expected to price its IPO late Thursday and debut for trading on the NASDAQ on Friday morning. The offering could raise CoreWeave as much as $3 billion at high end of the proposed price range. It could also mark the latest stage of a very rapid ascendance for a company that started life as a cryptocurrency miner and then, when the bottom fell out of the market, pivoted its fleet of NVIDIA chips towards AI computing. It was a smart move and a lucrative one. CoreWeave's revenue surged more than eightfold in 2024 alone, hit 1.9 billion. Company also had $15 billion in remaining performance obligations at the end of last year, and it said a little over half of that will be recognized as revenue by the end of 2026. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Wow. That doesn't include a master services deal with OpenAI announced earlier this month that carried a contract value of $12 billion running through October 2030. Yeah, I mean, divide that by 5 and like, it's just, I don't know. But they actually have a lot of bookings though, like more than people let on to be. But serving that kind of growth doesn't come cheap. Corey burned nearly $6 billion of cash last year and $1.1 billion the previous year because of the heavy capital expenditures to build out its AI infrastructure. Yeah, and it kind of sucks because like if Nvidia releases new GPUs like they are going to consistently do, every year you're going to need to buy the newest ones, but your old ones, that it's just like a car probably where it like devalues the old ones now. And like I feel like that cycle is just like, if that's only what you're doing, like I guess that seems like it's not the best business model, but I'm sure it exists. Also carries nearly $8 billion in total debt on its balance sheet, which is primarily backed by the NVIDIA graphics processing units. Yeah, it's like GPU, the graphics cards is collateral. It has amassed to power AI workloads for its customers. This is a novel approach to be sure, especially considering that those chips lose value relatively quickly. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was kind of saying. Because like, I imagine if you're using NVIDIA GPUs as collateral, new GPUs come out, devalue the old ones, they're going to want more collateral to be, you know, to be up to their value standard, just as like a bank, you know, if your home like swings, you know, or something like in price, or I don't know, like they want like, you know, the difference back. I imagine it's probably similar. I don't know how they would handle that though. Huge tech companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon depreciate data center gear such as chips and servers over a period of 5 to 6 years. Capital spend. Oh, here's capital spending. Still spending a lot though. I mean, not like Amazon, but Corey's relationship with Nvidia, which has a 6% ownership stake, has helped it compete effectively with much bigger companies in securing supply of the most advanced GPUs. But that doesn't free CoreWeave from having to keep pace with those rivals to secure chips in spending race that is only getting bigger. I wonder how Nvidia decides how to divvy up like the GPUs. Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Google parent Alphabet will drop nearly $340 billion combined on capital spending this year, a 39% increase from 2024. Wall Street's projections also have all four increasing their spending every year through 2029. That's crazy. According to consensus estimates from Visible Alpha, Microsoft, also a major customer, accounted for 62% of the Corey's revenue last year. Corey spent more than 4 times its revenue on capital expenditures last year and still only managed a fraction of what those bigger competitive companies spent. And the money it raises in the IPO won't go a long way toward closing that distance, especially because the company was already earmarked $1 billion of it to pay down debt. We believe this structure may continue to work as long as demand for AI continues to grow exponentially. Dang. Gil Luria of D.A. Davidson wrote in a report Monday where he set a neutral rating on Corey shares. Wow. That's kind of a cop-out, though. I don't know. You don't want to be, like, the first to be wrong. Exponential growth for AI is one concept investors seem to have gotten a lot more skeptical of as of late. Yeah. Do they are like okay, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's just read. The market turbulence this year has been especially brutal for AI names. Nvidia stock has shed 10% so far this year, while most of the big tech dumping billions into its chips are down as well, and exceeding the S&P's 1.8% loss. A dearth, I've never heard that word before, of high-profile tech IPOs so far this year could still give CoreWeave some appeal, but companies writing huge checks to Nvidia are no longer getting a blank check from investors. Yeah. This is from like a week ago. Just watch this real quick. Hmm. That's interesting because it's almost alluding that it's the market's fault. Like the market's just too volatile. It's just not a good time to IPO. If that's the case, then I feel like that'd be the headline. So it's like, yep. Hmm. Yeah, let's read this real quick. Kind of related, and I like the Register's commentary. This was yesterday. Tobias, man. So we kind of covered this a little bit. Microsoft walked away from some data center capacity. It was kind of like everyone like kind of freaked out for a little bit, but it seemed to kind of pass because everyone else was like is still investing a shit ton. But Microsoft walking away from data center leases probably isn't a sign that the AI bubble's bursting. Why lease space that can't power or cool 120 kilowatt racks or the next gen 600 kilowatt monsters? Microsoft has walked away from negotiations to at least 2 gigawatts. Like, this is a lot worth of data center capacity in the US and Europe and has deferred and canceled other data center leases. According to a new report from investment bank TD Cowen, bank's analysis feel Microsoft lease cancellations were largely driven by the decision to not support incremental OpenAI training workloads. Yeah, as their kind of relationship is fractured, so to speak. The report just comes just over a month after the same analysts revealed that Microsoft had terminated leases for several hundred megawatts of data center capacity in the US. For some of the cancellations are evident that the AI boom is about to go bust. However, we'd argue that there's a far simpler explanation as to why Microsoft might be pulling back on its data center leases. Many data centers can't handle the power and cooling demands created by high-end AI hardware. Yeah, notably, we covered like way back when Nvidia was first starting to release like DGX Blackwell series GPUs that they were having cooling problems, but also like they have to customize, like it's very custom of putting them into the data center. And if Microsoft like had agreements of these new systems, these right here, I guess, if they probably need the certain requirements, and if their existing obligations didn't meet the requirements to fit like the new racks in there, then like yeah, that makes sense. NVIDIA's massive NVL72 rack scale systems. Yeah. Here we go. Excuse me. Promise 30 times or better performance for inference workloads and 4 times better training performance compared to its Hopper GPUs. That performance comes at the expense of denser racks, high power consumption, and more waste heat production. Racks housing NVIDIA's latest are rated for 120 kilowatts of power, 3 times that of typical Hopper rack. Liquid cooling is no longer an option, but an inescapable requirement. Dang. I'm sure the liquid cooling, I wonder how much complexity this adds to like a data center operation. As TD Cohen notes, hyperscalers and cloud providers must redesign their data centers to accommodate super dense, power guzzling devices, and doing so is far from simple. Microsoft's signing leases for data centers that weren't built to handle NVIDIA's latest kit. And whatever comes next, would therefore be short-sighted. Yeah. And that I mean, this would be a legit reason that wouldn't make it seem like it's like demand or anything slowing. It's just that like they just can't fit what they need into the data center. Data center capacity planning, as Omdia principal analyst Alan Howard tells the Register, is a very tricky game, and at least preferred scenario is having more demand than capacity. The whole process of acquiring land and securing power is cheap compared to executing. Wow. The power problem is a legit thing, and I think unfortunately what we've seen happening, I can't remember if we watched a video on stream or I watched it elsewhere, but like a data center that maybe could fit 100 racks could now only fit like 20 racks of the high-end GPUs, just because they use so much power compared to the old ones. And so it's like, it's not even that there's not enough space, it's that like there's not enough like just power or something going into the data center itself. Data centers or co-location facility Microsoft plan to lease can't cope with the demands of these denser systems. It's not hard to see why the software giant would walk away and focus on building dedicated facilities or shifting to more suitable locations. Microsoft has already signaled a belief that all new data center designs are needed, and in 2024, even detailed its plans for such facilities. TD Cohen, however, noted that bringing greenfield data center capacity online takes time. Shortages of key components and energy suppliers aren't helping the situation. It currently takes roughly 24 months to build a data center from scratch. 2 years. That's actually not as long as I would have thought, though, if I'm being honest. Omdia, as Howard said before, noting XAS Colossus cluster in Tennessee was built in 10 months. Yeah, but like, really, I mean, this is like, they're clearly cracked. However they got this done. Elon Musk. TD Cohen claims that Microsoft has directed its data center partners to begin retrofitting existing facilities to support liquid cooling, and will note it is possible to use in-aisle coolant reservoirs, distribution units, and liquid-to-air heat exchanges to support liquid-cooled systems in existing equipment halls. Fuck. Yeah, like, the way you build, organize a data center is very particular, just because of the way, like, heat needs to, like, be, like, removed from the building. There's, like, there's kind of, like, cold aisle, hot aisle shit, like, the air needs to run certain ways, like, there's like all that to take into fact. In fact, the bank's analysts suggest that as AI workloads shift from training to inferencing, retrofits may be a better indicator of growth than new leases. Wow. We increasingly believe that the initial indicator of inference demand will be the velocity of hyperscale retrofits rather than the velocity of third-party releasing in major markets for incremental child deployments within existing availability zones. However, NVIDIA is already planning 600 kilowatt racks. Bro, like a single rack is going to be like a megawatt. Like that's going to be so insane. It remains to be seen if retrofits can't satisfy user needs. Bro, this fucking coffee can, bro. It's been so annoying. I need to be right back. This coffee's not even that good. I'm drinking. Sang. I like Vietnamese coffee, like the Nugent brand. It's like white and blue can. That one's actually really good. I don't know. This one just has like a weird aftertaste to it, and some canned coffees do to me, but this is just not that good. And then the can didn't like open right. You can see it's like this, and so I like had to bend it with like a spoon or the back of a fork, and it just didn't bend right, but it didn't break fully. And so whenever I drink it now, it like comes like on there and like goes down the side. Okay, anyways. Along with retrofitting its new facilities, it's also worth noting that Microsoft is already sitting on a substantial quantity of Hopper GPUs, many of which have been tied up running OpenAI's training workloads. Okay, don't say tied up, like, they knew what they signed up for. If Microsoft is indeed doing less training work for OpenAI, as TD Cohen claims, Redmond can transition that compute capacity to its own inferencing workloads or rent it to customers. In a statement provided to the Register, Microsoft's spokesperson said the company remains committed to spending $80 billion on infrastructure during its 2025 fiscal year. And they keep saying this. This is the line they keep repeating. Thanks to the significant investment we've made up to this point, we are well positioned to meet our current and increasing customer demand. Last year alone, we added more capacity than any prior year in history. While we may strategically pace or adjust our infrastructure in some areas, we will continue to grow strongly in all regions. This allows us to invest and allocate resources to the growth areas for our future, the spokesperson said. That was such corporate speak, but... Yeah, so I mean, it seems like there's more nuance to like why this is happening. That's pretty much what I got out of it. And that makes sense. Yeah, this is like that cold, hot air, like, aisle type of thing. But like, bro, look at all this involved for like liquid cooling. It's like, bro, so much. It's like so complex. Okay. Let's look at the auto fraud, and then we got a story on Zipline. Or we'll just take a look at Zipline, kind of explore them. But I'll be right back. We're back. Feel like stand do. I bent the shitty can back to normal. Yeah, I don't know if I would recommend this. Like a 2 out of 5. Okay. Auto lending fraud climbs 16.5%. From data breach today. I've never heard of any of these brands. These like brands are actually kind of underrated because like since it's kind of like very niche and it's like industry related, they actually have like pretty good business. Like they can sell advertising like pretty well. I actually don't really explain much. Events, yeah, it's a good way. Do they have a whole separate website just for careers? All right. Side quest. Hang on, I need to. Nice morning out right now. Open the window, get some fresh air in here. Also, we're at 73 today, not too hot, so get a good temperature from the AC. Okay. I thought this was kind of relevant because fraud and scams are going to be coming. Fraud and scams are back with Trump canceling a bunch of, or removing a bunch of agencies and federal protections that's job is to protect consumers from things like this. It's going to climb. This is actually pre-Trump. This came Q4 last year, but just in general, like we could see, like I'm sure pump and dumps are probably about the same, but like we know like pump.fun has been a thing and a bunch of crypto scams. The Trump family, Melania and Trump himself did meme coins and shit coins that did a rug pull. World Liberty Financial, I don't even know what's going on with that one. That's another Trump thing. Those are just crypto scams, but auto lending frauds are going up too. Auto lenders are grappling with a surge in complex fraud schemes that are not only increasing in volume but also exploiting systemic blind spots. From coordinating bust-out rings to fake dealership websites, fraudsters are expanding their playbook with bold new tactics. Fake dealership websites? Like, what does someone think they're buying a car and then they're not? Even fringe fraud tactics such as credit washing and synthetic identity creation have become mainstream. This font is so bad. Like they need to be like be a little thicker for this website. Like shit. Even fringe fraud tactics such as credit watching and synthetic identity creation have become mainstream, posing growing risks to both lenders and consumers in an already strained economic climate. According to Point Predictive's 2025 Auto Lending Fraud Trends Report. Dang it. Do they have a... They do like... Okay, I thought they did more reports. Fraud losses climbed up to $9.2 billion, up 16.5% over 2023 losses. Dang. First-party fraud, including income misrepresentation and credit washing, now account for 69% of all types of fraud, highlighting how legitimate-looking borrowers are abusing the system. I'm confused on, like, what side this is. Is this on, like, the buyer side or the seller side? It seems like it's both. Identity-related schemes such as synthetic identity fraud, true name identity theft, and credit washing now represent 45% of all auto lending fraud, up 41% jump over the previous year. Frank McKenna, chief strategist at Point Predictive, attributed the rise in fraud in the auto lending market to a combination of economic pressure, digital convenience, and inadequate verification controls. Seems pretty simple. For example, inflation and rising interest rates have squeezed borrowers, while layoffs at tech giants have left many workers without safety nets. As a result, borrowers are more likely to commit first-party fraud by giving false income information or using credit repair scams to hide debt from their records. Dang. I guess though, like, sometimes the content, I need more context to like really have an opinion. Like, if this is people buying new cars when they don't need a new car, then like that's dumb. Like, just don't buy a new car. If you need a new car for whatever reason and then you're doing this, then yeah, that sucks, because it's likely you're just in a shitty situation and you're just kind of, you know, play the game in a way. The report found that credit washing alerts rose by 162%. Although, like, what is like the average credit score in America? Let's start with that. What is the average score in America? Credit scores are, yeah, fuck credit scores. Let's just start with fuck credit scores, all right? Their average credit score in the United States is 705. That was in March of last year. Yeah, bro, literally, it's a myth that you only have one credit score. In fact, you have many credit scores because there's so many different types of credit scores and scoring models. Yeah, that's so fucked. In other words, different corporations' algorithms value different things, and, you know, other corporations... Bro, what the fuck is... No, credit score is so crazy. It's actually crazy. And having a bad credit score, it like prevents you from doing so many things. And now I know, like, the other side is kind of like, well, how do they know? Like, you know, they gotta know how to lend you money, blah, blah, blah. I know. I don't know. Create a better system that doesn't like, essentially, like, taint your financial future if you maybe, like, do some one bad thing. Actually, I haven't checked my credit score in a minute. Okay, average credit score by state. What was the highest? 720. 719, 19. 18, 720, 730. 726, 727, 722, 722. Bro, all of these are like reasonable credit scores. This was this year. Yeah, it's the unchanged. It's 715. Bro, like what? Oh, wait. Nationwide Experian noted no change in FICO credit scores, which held steady. Although credit scores remain stable, that doesn't mean the economic conditions surrounding consumer credit scores were status quo. Monetary policy that was tight for most of 2024 is now loosening, and the Federal Reserve deciding to lower the federal funds interest rate. How does that affect credit scores? I guess it affects borrowing, but like, okay, here's by age. This is a different, so I kind of like this. Yeah, but this makes sense. It's like as you get older, you have better credit because you just probably are more responsible with money, or you just have more credit. Here's by state again. Now this is the FICO. This is a different scale, so like it's kind of dumb, but what do you think things have gone down? Idaho went up. Minnesota has a high credit score. Average credit usage. One factor that impacts consumer credit scores: how much credit they're effectively using. Yeah, it's like 30%. You want to use like below 30%. Which, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think credit's just kind of a shame. It's like there's these weird rules that are just arbitrary. It's like you can have credit, but you can't use too much, but you can't use too little. You need to have it open for a long time. You need to have like lots of accounts. You need to have like history. Like, okay, bro. Like, I'm just trying to buy a car. Like, can you give me like a few $1,000s or not? As for credit usage data, put another check in the sideways column while the credit counts. Credit utilization above 30% are points at which credit utilization can begin to have a greater negative effect on credit scores, which could impact not only future credit offers, but also other loan products like mortgages, auto loans. In general, lower utilization ratio, the better for credit scores. But like, that's not true because like, if you have 0 and never use credit, I'm pretty sure that's bad too. Yeah, and there's obviously a correlation between bad credit score and high credit usage. Percentage of accounts considered delinquent by debt type. Yes, but the auto loans. Well, personal loans? Interesting. Unsecured. Yeah, auto loans, I think this change is going up. This has gone up. This has gone down. This has gone down. I wish we could see more than just these 2 years. When was this actually released? Oh yeah, January. Okay, distribution of consumer credit scores by score range. So like, okay, like it's still, who's committing this fraud? Credit washing alerts rose by 162% in 2024. Synthetically identified fraud climbed to 525 points. 5 times more than its 2017 baseline. Okay. Guess let's just keep reading. Maybe we'll figure it out. Bust out fraud, luxury cars, and fake LLCs. Bust out fraud, I don't know what bust out fraud is, rose another 6.5%, growing on a 27% increase the year before. Bro, this font is so bad. Bust out fraud rose another 6%, growing to a 27% increase in the year before. Using this fraud tactic, fraudsters build up legitimate credit histories by using either their real identities or synthetic identities and max out credit lines before busting out and vanishing. Why would you do that with your real identity, though? In one case, a Florida-based crime ring dubbed South Beach Bust Out Syndicate. Fuck yeah, bro. Syndicate? Now we're talking. Submitted more than 10 million in fraudulent applications for high-end vehicles, such as BMWs and Mercedes. The syndicate inflated incomes to an average of $284,000, often using fake transportation-related LLCs as employers. Ah, I see. But like, dude, the logistics behind that are just probably like, is it worth it? After acquiring vehicles, the fraudsters deploy multiple tactics to monetize them. Yeah, because like, how do you actually then sell them? That's why I'm saying logistics. Like, okay, then you have to like the VIN number, like you have all those things that like say that it'd be stolen. Fraudsters deploy multiple tactics to monetize them. Shipping cars overseas in containers. Okay, I could see them, yeah, like immediately just like shipping it. Altering VINs to create untraceable ghost cars or subleasing them illegally on platforms such as Turo. Yeah, that's crazy. Bust out scams have emerged in the sector for the first time this year. Fortunately, the main sufferers are the banks, who lose large amount of money. Okay, boo-hoo, like, just kidding. The only solution is proper identity verification, and information sharing. Which, like, you'd think that this would already exist. Okay, like, I'm not saying I don't believe this, but like, I need to see where these happen. Like, I could just see that like the solution is proper identity verification, information sharing. It seems like they're not doing proper verification of like income and stuff. Like, that's what it seems like. Like, it's like I could see this like corner shop type of used car dealership. And like just kind of go into like a small one. They don't have as much like, you know, they don't have good systems in place. And so it's easier to just fake being who you are, or your income, whatever. Or they work with banks that are like, don't check as much, you know, like, I don't know. Credit washing goes mainstream. Credit washing is now a mainstream tactic used by both consumers and organized networks. It involves filing false identity thefts that claims to remove negative entries from credit reports. Credit washing alerts skyrocketed from 0.5% in 2022 to 1.7% in 2024, translating to nearly 1 in every 59 auto loan applications showing signs of manipulation. I mean, I know it says like 1.7%, but it seems that it doesn't not like a lot, but yeah, I don't know. Unscrupulous credit repair companies are adding to the problem by convincing people in debt to erase poor credit histories and create new identities using credit profile numbers, which are essentially unissued social security numbers, or, in some cases, someone else's social security number. Federal regulators are also seeing sharp increases in fraud. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau received 270,000 credit-related complaints in December 2024, up from 70,000 in early 2023, a 285% increase. Now, mind you, CFPB is gone pretty much. They're a shell because Trump shut them down, and this is what these agencies do. Bureaus do. They protect consumers. Like, This is going to keep increasing. Fake car dealerships. A new trend is the emergence of fake dealerships. Fraudsters have been building websites posting as legitimate car dealers and complete them with falsified inventory, phone numbers, and financing options to lure victims and bypass lender controls. I don't understand what they're doing. Are they trying to collect information and then using that? Other fraudsters are manipulating employment data using shell companies set up to pass employment verification. In 2024 alone, this game accounted for $3.9 billion in fraud risk. Dang. 1 out of every 114 applications is synthetic. Synthetic identity fraud has become the most dangerous trend in auto lending. According to Point Predictive, the synthetic identity attack rate hit 88 basis points in 2024, the 0.8%, meaning 1 out of every 114 applications involves a fake identity. I feel like the reporting in this is weird. Like, I know that they're doing this to, like, paint how many, but this doesn't, like, this seems like not even that bad. I don't know. Fraudsters use CPNs. What are the, we saw that up here, I think, right? Maybe not. CPNs to create new personas, sometimes recycling the same identity across multiple states. Houston remained the top city for synthetic identity fraud, followed by Chicago and Miami. Austin, Texas showed the fastest year-over-year growth at 45%, while Tampa, Florida had the highest overall synthetic fraud rate at 2.09% applications. Texas and Florida. Like, who would have thought? Kidding. Florida, at least, is exactly who I would have thought. With emerging threats like AI-generated fake documents, deepfake-powered impersonation, and fraud-as-a-service models flourishing on Telegram, the line between cybercrime and credit fraud is blurring. McKenna said, without systemic change, the $9.2 billion in losses seen in 2024 may only be the beginning. And yeah, I mean, with Trump shutting down all these agencies that are going to oversee this, or at least slashing their budgets or cutting, you know, grants and shit, like, this is going to be way worse. It's going to continue trending up. This was like kind of like they assume actually a lot of pre-existing knowledge, which is probably fair for this, but interesting. Yeah, fuck credit scores, bro. Okay, let's look at Zip line. I wish I could close this message thing. It kind of bothers me. It's over here. Okay, I go to YouTube. Excuse me. We're gonna watch some game trailers after this. Interesting. I kind of want to watch this video. We'll see. Oh yeah, MKBHD. MKBHD. PBS kids. So he actually made a video about drone deliveries, which I actually haven't watched. But this is what I watched. And this is Zipline. This is what we're gonna look at here. And I guess just some thoughts. When I watched this, I've seen I've seen this thing. I thought this thing was the drone. And it's not. I didn't realize that's kind of how it worked. And it's like, it literally hovers up there and lowers it down. Okay, actually, we're gonna look into this more because I've seen another video of a different drone, I think, that did this. I think Joanna Stern from Wall Street Journal's tech reporter. It was Amazon. Let's just find this real quick, just so we could. It was a shorts video. Yeah, this is it. This is what I was seeing. Or what I saw. Oops, sorry. Bump the mic. Okay, yeah. I've seen this one. They're also, I think they're doing drone deliveries in SAC. In certain areas. Yeah, but this one, it just gets close and it drops it down like this. I've seen it do it in like a backyard where like came and dropped it in the backyard. Oh. Wait, let's see this. Whoa. Bro, that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's why I love Battlefield. Okay, sidetrack. Like, I love that. I just love the idea of like having infrastructure like this. Like, it's so cool. Like, I would do anything to like help maintain this, you know, and I feel like that's gonna be the ultimate where was I? Oh yeah, this. Yeah, drone delivery, I feel like the biggest downside is going to be people just like abusing and like trying to like capture the drones, but it's just so cyberpunky to like imagine like having like drone defenses now because like, you know, like syndicates and like, you know, criminal organizations want to like capture your drone, and so like you're competing and like, but you need to defend it, so you have like you have like other drones that go with the drone to like help defend it, or you have like systems like defenses in place, like cyber defenses, like electronic warfare essentially, just like the military. Like, I don't know why, like that just seems cool to me, even though it probably it sucks for the companies who are gonna have to like defend this, but I feel like that's kind of a big indicator or like a factor of like allowing these drones is like just kind of the community like not fucking with them. But this, it like hovers and it lowers it down, and this is cool. Like, I did not know that that's what this was. It's kind of, I guess, and like, because I mean with all these like fans and shit, you'd think that it would be flying on its own, but I think it's really just to stabilize it as it's going down. It's so high too. Yeah, zip line. So I mean, this is definitely like a promotional thing. We might watch the MKBHD video later, but I'm gonna go straight to the stores. All right. So this is co-founder of Zipline. I'm not following, but I'll follow because I'm interested to follow this. It's time. Zipline's next big breakthrough is enabling anyone to send packages through the Zipline network. And this is what I want to cover it because I think that is so cool. Like, I guess it's like a video game. Like, it like almost fulfills a fantasy in a way of like just having like cool things like this that you're able to like be a part of. Like I could send a package and like, I don't know if it'll like come down and like pick it up or how you do it, but like regardless, you could have a drone deliver your package, and that's just cool. What is this? Oh. People hate threads. Introducing the zipping point. 10 years ago, Zipline unveiled the biggest breakthrough in delivery since the car. Small electric zips that fly fast above the ground directly to the recipient. Okay, like, typical startup though, I guess, like, saying it's like their breakthrough is like the biggest ever. Okay. This is cool, but like, bro, planes have been doing this forever. Like, military airdrops, you're just doing it on a smaller scale. I think the drone technology is more so the impressive part versus like them like just delivering packages. Last year, Zipline launched the biggest breakthrough since, well, the original Zip. A new Zip so precise that it delivers safely and silently to a doorstep while floating 300 feet up. Yeah, and I think the noise complaint is probably actually one of the bigger concerns because I don't know, I guess as someone who lives in the city, like it's whatever. Like I was actually laying in bed last night and the night before, I don't know, laying in bed the other night, and we had the window closed and we're like, oh, let's open the window, and we open it and it's just so fucking loud. Like literally it's like, like as the roar of the city comes, and you're like, fuck me, bro. And like it's just so loud, and you don't really realize that until all your windows are closed and it's just silent and you open them back up. But with drones flying over, it's, I don't know, I guess to me it doesn't really add much, but I think if it's close, like they are very loud. Like it's high pitched, like it's an annoying sound. So like I definitely think that like in especially suburbs, like, Karens and shit, like, like, oh, I'm a property value, they're, they don't want to have to deal with this shit. So I think this strategy is actually, of having a drone hover and then like dropping it is actually not like that bad, if assuming that it's like to help with noise and such. Now security though, like I could see like as it's dropping, like you just like yank that thing and like the drone could come down. I know this is like, I'm thinking about the bad parts, but that goes back to my other thought of like this, like defenses, like are they gonna need defenses eventually? If people like, is there gonna be like an aftermarket, like black market drone where they're selling these, like the drone black market? But it is crazy how it's very quiet. No more quiet than any like a helicopter, flying over an airplane, Today we're unveiling the Zipping Point, a curbside mailbox that makes sending goods easier than ever. Zipping points can be placed on any sidewalk or against a building, enabling people and businesses to join the Zipline network and provide the best delivery experience to any home within 10 miles of that point. That's cool. So I'm sure we'll see how this works, but yeah, it's interesting. I kind of have this like vision now. Yeah, I kind of have this vision of like having these kind of point-to-point systems. Like it could deliver anything within a 10-mile radius. Imagine pairing that with like 3D printing, any sort of like locality. Like this really like makes it like viable to do like very close, maybe like super like micro shops. Like think of like DoorDash, like, or GoPuff or whatever. Like they essentially have like little stores or like a central store that they just like deliver. Like they have all the snacks there. Like the DoorDash's like own system, DoorDash's own shop, they're like Dash Shop or whatever. Imagine like having this there, and like you don't have to pay labor. There's no labor involved to then have this, go. It's like a drone. Assuming the drone is autonomous. I don't know if we're there yet, but and like you could have these like, you could literally 3D print the thing that someone wants, put it in the drone, and have it to them within like the day. But don't even think about like custom things. It's like, oh, this thing broke. I need this like specific thing for this brand of mouse. And they're like, got you, bro. Because there's not really much labor involved in delivering it, like the last mile, which I feel like is hardest and like expensive. Think like Amazon. That reduces a lot of cost. 3D printing super cheap. Like, it seems like a net win. And I'm sure this delivery over like would eventually be pretty cheap. This breakthrough makes integrating zipline into any business extremely simple. A lightweight zipping point required no construction and no power. Packages are easily loaded in seconds. A zip automatically flies over and scoops the package up to the sky, flying at 72 miles per hour. Fuck, bro, they go so quick too. The package then zips directly to the customer in minutes. You could hear other drones in the background. It's kind of cool. Oh, I was wondering. Okay, wait. So this... okay. I was wondering what these were for, but I thought it was for the inverse of it, where... we don't have it. Where it was like, just to make sure that it dropped in to the slot here, but it's actually the opposite, where they're actually going to go... And then they use, I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see it. They probably use, the cable comes, and then make sure it catches the cable, it slides in here, and then it's like on the track or something, you know? Whoops. Yeah, and so it goes in here. This is so cool. Okay, so yeah, then now it's using like the fans in here to kind of maneuver, like, or on the... What do they call this? Oh, and it's opening. And try scooping the package up. Or something. And then, but meanwhile, this is going on. This drone, another drone's hovering up here. It's still connected, which is crazy. That's so cool. For over a decade, Zipline has been redefining logistics, flying over 100 million autonomous miles and completing more than 1.4 million commercial deliveries. With zipping points, the network will expand faster, bringing instant delivery to more people, businesses, and communities worldwide. Rewatch this one. Zipping points are undergoing intensive flight testing now, aiming to roll these out to the community this summer. Teleportation just became one step closer to reality. It's crazy how high this thing is, though. Like, and also, it's so cool just seeing all these out here like this. Oh my gosh. This is like, literally, it's like fulfilling a fantasy almost. Like, that's how I see this as. Like, it's so cool. I'm curious how it scoops up packages down here, though. Okay, so it actually seems like it goes into some sort of like automation thing. Like you could see there's like rails or something, and it probably because like there needs to be some like guarantee about the package actually getting into the thing, and it probably can't just like go down and scoop it up. It probably like the package is probably like it's like rolled into it or something. I can imagine because we could see it. It's still right here. Or like there's something that puts it up inside of it or something. That's so cool. I want to know what their like error rate is. Like I wonder what percentage of like deliveries or flights like have a problem. like they actually seem like they did a good job at making it simple enough that like their problems could be minimal. But it seems like the biggest problem is probably like human error, if I were to guess. Like I could see just humans wanting to like be too involved and like fucking it up. Yeah. Yeah, picking products. But like, bro, you throw this around back, like, you know, by like not by like the dumpsters, but like just, you know, most retail places have like a back where it's like not like for customer, like front facing custom, like in front of customers. I don't know, that's like fine. Cool. Okay. I want to see, let's first look at jobs. I like looking at hiring, see what they're hiring. Um we'll look at their website. So I wonder who they're actually delivering with. Okay, and also this is perfect timing too because I have just like shitty Amazon cheap Chinese drone and I was trying to fly it the other day and bro, like just to get it paired and set up is such a pain in the ass. And the controls, like the app, you have to use this app and it's so shitty. Like it sucks that lower like tier drones are just like so bad. I don't want to watch this video because of like copyright or whatever, but DMCA. Bro, this is so cool. I want to work for a company like this. Like, if I'm this content creation thing is a workout, like I feel like I need some sort of like emerging technology company like this that is just like, you know, like you're kind of just like giddy for, you know, like this is so cool. Walmart Walmart drone delivery, a single bottle of Dr. Pepper to a guy in his garden. Oh shit, okay, so yeah. Power lines, no problem. With tiny thrusters, the Zip dodges obstacles as it descends down to your backyard to deliver tight spaces. How is this? I want to see like the wait, how is like what views are these? Is this from the bottom? So this is probably like a projected yeah, you guys can see it. Okay, this is probably like a projection of where it wants to land or where it needs to land or going to land, I'm assuming. This is like different droid camera depth, obstacle map left camera. I mean, it's hard for me to understand like what this is, but it could probably see it. But this is like a power line, maybe. You could see a power line. Oh, so this is probably where it's saying to like avoid, because it's probably this is the power line, maybe. And so you could see the projection of it like changing about like where it should go. But it's not really going to it. Interesting. Okay, let's look at their website. Wrong website. Zips fly straight to you, no traffic, no stops, no waiting. This, I also think there's a probably an environmental argument too. Like this is probably better for the environment than driving a car. Even if it's electric, because a lot of car emissions are like tires and shit, you know, like rubber. Oh, so this also looks like it's styrofoam. So it's like probably pretty light too. I wonder what the weight capacity is of the drones. Order on the app, arrives in minutes, delivers in seconds. This is a good website too, good marketing. Yeah, no emissions, clean skies, quiet roads. Yeah, exactly. This is actually one of the. I'm trying to think of downsides. So right now, the only downside is the sound, but like it seems like they kind of figured that out. Like like this is one like emerging technology that's just like perfect. Oh, Seattle Tacoma area. Oh my gosh, yes. I might be moving. We might be moving to Seattle here. So, what is the delivery experience like? Our platform 2 zips are designed to carry up to 8 pounds. That does limit it, but I'm thinking like prescriptions. I read that earlier that they said like things that are high value that are light, prescriptions, even documents. Although documents could be like a little sketch because like if the drone fails in transport and then it crashes just like a normal like military plane, then like those documents are just gonna be up for grabs and like that could not be good unless you like have it in some sort of secure container that even if it does, nah, that's still like rough because then they just like keep it. But 8 pounds is like legit. But I mean, no, I assume this is gonna increase as technology, as drone technology gets better. And I also think that they could probably increase this quickly. A lot of or now, but a lot of the problem is probably more like there's other like logistical and nuance behind like doing this shit that requires other things. So I imagine this this will probably just keep going up until it's like we've hit our theoretical limit or whatever. They literally hover 300 feet up, out of sight. Oh, my zips think they're cute. Yeah, exactly, bro. Imagine like delivering it and then like a dog just like going at the fucking zip thing. Like, and that's what I'm saying, like ripping the top drone down. I bet you there's they have something. So like if too much pressure is on the bottom one, they just release it. Zips are built to handle rain, wind, and heat with ease, flying high above flooded roads, and traffic jams. And because they're 100% electric, they're climate conscious too. Some dips use visual sensors like a car backup camera to help dips see what's around it, avoiding trees, towers, and anything else in the way. These sensors are designed to increase safety while protecting your privacy. Yeah. Zips use rechargeable electric batteries that are cleaner. They're a cleaner and quieter solution to car delivery. And I could also imagine like you could pretty much charge these probably on like full solar or renewables because it's batteries, and you just constantly have them being swapped out. It literally like easy solar. Like that'd be such a oh yeah. Solutions, convenience and grocery, healthcare, farming, agriculture. Let's look at actually these solutions because this is where like it's actually being used. Locations: Arkansas and Texas. Oh, coming soon. Okay, I see. I'm gonna click this. I just don't want my like address to pop up. Oh, enter delivery address. Okay, yeah. Deliver food to your customers by drone in under 10 minutes. Food delivery is probably one of the best ones for this too. Kind of what I was saying earlier. It's lightweight. There's already a market for food delivery. So it's like there's already proven that like it's, it exists. I mean, yeah, I think in general, like the convenience market is actually huge. Like just solving problems to make things more convenient. And I think that's actually going to continue to grow as people expect convenience at every corner now. And as like everything just gets automated, humans want to do less and less. I think that's going to actually be a pretty big market. I don't know what you would actually call or like what actual the official industry name is, but like convenience, laziness, nah. Kind of. With faster speeds in a 10-mile service radius. 10 miles is kind of small, though. Also, this is unfortunately probably best served in the suburbs. Like, the city is good, but I just don't know, like... Oh, this could fly, like, downtown, like... The buildings are buildings, like... That, I don't know, those are, like, that shouldn't be... That should be pretty easy to avoid. But 10-mile radius is kind of tight. But I guess, like, sort of, like, example, like, Sacramento, like, a 10-mile radius could get you pretty much anywhere, like, downtown. I wonder how much it costs as a company, for a company. 300 square mile delivery range? Interesting. Send food straight to your customers, maximum efficiency, get competitive pricing that scales with your business. I want to know what the pricing is. Load and send your orders in seconds. Keep cold food cold and hot food hot. Get direct up to 70 mile per hour delivery with no stacked orders. Insulated zips. The business for this just seems so good. I can't think of a negative. Like, this also adds, like, novelty to the delivery as a food delivery service or a restaurant. Like, it adds novelty. It's like, bro, deliver from us, a drone will literally drop it on your doorstep. You can come out and watch it. It's also a show. Like, that's cool. Two medium pizzas, one calzone, 420-ounce soda. 5.8 pounds, yeah. Like $50? Assuming that this costs like a few dollars or percent. I need to see the cost now. I need the cost. Shit. I wonder if they take a percentage. Or it's based off of weight. No, it's probably the same. Or distance maybe. Or time. Because think about the drone, it has its limited resource is battery, which is time. Bro, but if you have solar, it's free charging. Literally free. It doesn't even cost any money. Bro, this business, I need to... Okay, let's look at their jobs. Are they hiring? We're looking at we're looking at solutions. We looked at the restaurant one. Meter zips are autonomous electric drones that quickly deliver the things people need. Built for ultra precise delivery anywhere. Sunny, stormy. They also look very sleek. Good design. And 70 miles per hour is crazy. And 300 feet too is like very high, like if you're on the ground. 24 miles per range in one trip. So 12 mile there and back. Probably like less. Easy loading. Oh, so that was the P2. Built for range and huge. This is the platform 1. This is like an airplane more so. 6 pounds. 60 miles. Shit, okay. How much could it hold though, did it say? 6 pounds. That's still a lot. Oh, so this is the drop-off one. Floating delivery. High volume delivery, quiet design. So they could avoid like real aircraft or non-drone. Zipline's fleet management software autonomously coordinates zip traffic. I wonder how many drones they have and how many they could have all at once. And I wonder if also there's like any localities that if there's like local laws that limit it. Our custom built navigation can determine locations down to 1 centimeter. Predictive weather forecasting systems automatically reroute zips to avoid bad weather. This is so cool. Onboard maps. I think it's so cool because it's literally like a video game. I want to watch some of their promotional stuff. I almost want to just like make a business that could at least just use these. Backup parachute and landing system. Oh, okay. Remember I was talking about that? All right, let's see open rolls. This was 6 months ago. Let's just watch it though. Oh, it's 44 minutes. All right, sorry, we're not watching 44 minutes. Looks like they're expanding into like Africa, and like I don't know like Africa's economy. I know it's like up and coming, but like any open area seems like a great use for drones. Anything that could go in straight lines for a long time, because I imagine that efficiency is probably pretty good. Or anywhere that's remote. This is also probably good for remote areas, which would, you know, probably be more in line with Africa. Like test operator. So are they they're autonomous, I assume. It seems like they're autonomous. They're hiring a lot though, that's good. They're actually hiring a shit ton. That's always good though. Flight test operator. Debugging drone hardware and software and thriving cloud. Okay, so this is like testing. You know, like FAA certification. 20 to $38 an hour. That's not that good, honestly. After taxes, like you're making 20, 25. The non-contract flight test operator. Name. Oh, Yolo County. Wait, where's this at? Esparto? Like Yolo County's like near like Sacramento. Esparto. Yeah, that's actually here. That's literally local. It's in like Arden Arcade. Or it's in like the metropolitan area. Oh, yeah, okay, I know exactly where this is. Cool. Bro, okay, actually, because I swear that they do have it here. I swear I saw something about drone delivery here. Anyways. Yeah, public health. Okay, so we have prescriptions and like I imagine like yeah, like insulin, like very critical things. This is all like this is where like it seems like in Rwanda. But again, I could see central warehouse. Interesting. This is so cool. Okay, let's look at a farming. What do they support? Animal health, instant delivery, and logistics. Oh, that kind. Livestock medicines, vaccines, insemination, other essential cold chain products to farmers across the country. Imagine cold chains, like things that need to stay cold. This one seems to be more harder to sell. Healthcare, more effective, accessible, and efficient for everyone. Forms providers, payments, caregivers. That's cool. I'm trying to think of like what other niche they would fit in, but I feel like they already hit like the big ones like initially that are probably like good enough. Also, it seems like there's like a business and then like the consumer side. Grocery. It's cool that they show you where it is. Download the Zipline app, place an order. So they're seems like the consumer side, they're actually kind of like have their own marketplace. Hmm. This is cool. Okay, grocery. Grow your business with fast food. Like, what else would be a good thing to deliver? I mean, it's just like shopping, I guess. Anything that is under 8 pounds. I want there to be more use cases now, so it could expand. I wonder if the cost though. Wonder if it's in here. Bro, where am I viewing this on? Like, oh, so actually, are a lot of African countries. That's the most. Oh, and Japan. Hmm. Yeah, just an API. Like, that's crazy. Just like programmatically fit it in easily like that. High volume distribution. I want to see pricing. Yeah, it's so less than this, even an electric car, because like tires and shit are a big polluter. Interfacility delivery. I could see this though, just like replacing like I don't know if like messenger service is like still a thing. I feel like it is. Excuse me. No, no pricing information. I thought they would like show a delivery on here. Be like, okay, here's a receipt. Let's ask Perplexity. Oh, actually, no. How much does uh the zipline drone delivery service cost as a business or and as a consumer? All right, let's check out their YouTube. Maybe see a couple videos, and we'll probably uh move on. Actually, we'll just watch because I'm gonna watch some game trailers and shit. This. Oh wow, that's how they launch. Bro, these things are huge. Holy shit! I did not expect them to be this big. Wow, and this is like all the orders. Holy shit. And also, like, imagine something like this. Like, they probably have like some more lead time. You could like pre-charge all the batteries via solar or some renewable energy that is essentially free, or at least like after installation, it's free. And like, you like the margins are probably so much bigger. Like, this is so cool. I want to see them like launch it though. Fulfillment. So these are different like stations or like hubs, I guess, or you know, distribution centers. Like, look at that. I wonder, like, so it seems like to land though they like catch it like this, like almost like an aircraft carrier. You kind of see it. They catch the drone. Okay, I will say there's a lot of people working here. I don't know if like, but like these drones are big, so I mean, imagine. But like, look how many deliveries they've done. Like product deliveries and just even like overall packages delivered, and it's like the same day. Like these ones are going far. This is so cool. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. That too. That's a good point. So these are made out of like styrofoam. You could see that. You could see the styrofoam. These are like carbon fiber, it looks like. I imagine that they had to like make, like, I thought it was like hard, like a plastic, like other drones, but, and it may be, it looks like maybe like here it is. Or maybe it is plastic, it's just wet. Or it looks like maybe this is the top part is, and then the bottom part's styrofoam. No, this looks, I can't tell. Maybe I can just think it's just like how it's wet. But I imagine they had to like make like the actual drone design when making everything like super lightweight as possible is probably a lot, like a lot of the engineering, a lot of the problems to be solved. I want to see the pricing. $24. So it's like, okay, we can kind of decipher it here. Oh no, there's two of these. Unless these are 350, I think it's probably the total. No, I think this, it doesn't have it in there. I just want a closer look at some of these. Interesting. And that's like the convenience as a service. Oh yeah, I'm kind of just finishing up actually, but we did a deep dive on these delivery drones, Zipline. These. I unmuted it, sorry, thanks. Yeah, these things. MKBHD did a video recently, and they seem cool.
Taxi for your burrito, or that you need a car at all in order to access basic necessities like food or medicine. Once people experience the magic of a delivery service that feels like teleportation, there's no way they're going to be willing to go back to the old, slow, inconvenient systems of the past. Automated delivery is the future of logistics.
Yeah, I think those, like, just as a like being more sustainable is just a good option.
Deliveries start at a dock where zips are charged and loaded. When a customer places an order, the business prepares it like they normally would.
Yeah.
When it's ready to be delivered, the droid comes down from the zip for loading, using either an indoor or an outdoor loading portal. It takes just a few seconds to load and send the order. The system then does.
But they have a location here in SAC, in Esparto. Here. But I don't think a company is doing delivery in SAC by drones. I just don't know if it's these guys. Yeah, literally. But I think it's a testing facility, and so they kind of just probably need like open space. It's like YOLO County. Well, I think like for testing it is. They want that. But it has these ones have like a 60-mile range, or like one of them, so it's like, bro, they could make it to SAC. Probably. Maybe to like Woodland and Davis. But yeah, it's cool. Cool. Alright, that's all I got planned for today's stream, really. I'm honestly super tired. I got like no sleep last night. Wait, what is this? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to watch MKBHD's video, but this is it. Watch it off stream.
Alright, so
because DMCA. But he made a video about it. I haven't watched it. This is the CEO. Cool. Footprint of a zip line delivery drone leaving behind 2 cans of Red Bull. It's like the fucking it's like the airplane's like ball sack imprint, you know, essentially. Like this is like it's kidding us. Alright, today's Thursday. Tomorrow I'm gonna do stablecoin deep dive and then probably gaming. Yeah, I'm down to play some games if you're off. But just really stablecoin, and that's about it. That's all I planned. I'm not gonna look at any news. And then CoreWeave IPO tomorrow. So we'll cover that. Yeah, I'm probably. I actually might sleep in. I might start like around 10 tomorrow. Flexible Fridays. Oh, killing me. Okay. I'm going to. I need to be better with Technonomicon. Actually, this Perplexity came back. I want to know how much these drones cost. Each delivery estimated to cost around $13.50 in power usage and wear and tear. Regulatory changes could allow a single operator to manage multiple drones simultaneously. The cost per delivery could potentially decrease to approximately $1.80. Consumer costs. This is kind of what I'm looking for. As a business, this seems expensive, but I don't know like what DoorDash and them would charge. Zipline aims to reduce delivery cost significantly compared to traditional methods. They estimate that drone delivery could cost less than $3 per delivery. That's could, compared to $16 to $20 for conventional truck-based delivery. Service eliminates the need for tipping, which can be an additional cost savings. Bro, yes. Yeah, okay. It's way cheaper than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like a little more expensive. I would pay just to have this cool, like it's like a spectacle. It's just like cooler. Cool. Oh, I didn't realize my screen was showing. Whatever. It wasn't important. Alright, we'll be back tomorrow, around like 9 to 10-ish. And we'll look into stable coins. I'll do some prep for that. And then probably gaming after. And then CoreWeave IPO. And that's it. Chill day. Fridays are chill days. Just whatever days. So cool. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow around 9 to 10 Pacific. Everyone has a good rest of your day. Friday, get all the work done you need today. Make tomorrow easy. Peace.